Now, in other news, abortion has triggered a mixture of condemnation and elation around the world since the U.S. ruling last week. Now the spotlight is on Israel, with abortion reforms getting the tick of approval. What could this mean for Israeli women with the current political landscape? Our Sarah Shalala has the story.
A constitutional earthquake, abortion is dividing the world on another battleground. But a battle in itself for Jerry Lynn Scott is looking past the shame, the guilt and regret post-abortion.
I miss this child that I don't even have. I miss it every day. I have 5 more children. I've adopted a child as well, so I know what that looks like as well. So when it comes to regret, the only regret I do have is not having my child.
Jerry's 55 years old today. Even though she's pro-life, she had an abortion at age 16. And since that day, it's been a process towards healing. She says she's angry that abortion was ever a choice for her back then.
I'm grateful now that my grandchildren, when they do come into this world, in the state of Texas, it's not an option for them.
That's why Jerry's pleas at the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, leaving the power to ban or protect abortion rights in the hands of individual U.S. states. Amy O'Donnell is also thrilled by the ruling.
I chose to give life to my child, and he is now 25 years old. We have the capability of raising our children, planned or unplanned, and achieving great things.
But ever since 1973, as one side of the abortion wars yells, "What about the baby?" the other side yells back, "What about the woman?" And Jews make up much of the latter, the ruling so momentous in the US that Israel is starting to review its own abortion policies. And this is where Dina Shalev steps in. She's trying to eliminate traumatic abortion stories like these.
The meeting with the committee was unpleasant, to say the least. Physically, it was non-private, crowded, noisy space. I went to a nurse, a doctor, and a social worker. And apart from the nurse, the doctor and the social worker were alienated, unsympathetic, and mostly not empathetic.
A few days ago, lawmakers in Israel approved abortion reforms, easier access to abortion, and eliminates committee approval.
If you have a big life decision to make, who would you talk to about it? Usually your answer would be, people close to me, my therapist, my doctor, whatever. Will you go to a random panel of 3 people to hear their advice and get their support? No.
With the current political landscape in Israel, this abortion activist says there's a chance the next coalition may take the reforms back and offer up other suggestions, but giving up isn't even an option for her.
No, we will. We'll work very, very hard to lobby for it to be kept, and we'll still lobby for the elimination of the committees and legalize and making a new abortion law.
With the uproar in the Knesset a few days ago by mostly ultra-Orthodox MKs over this small change, which isn't actually changing the law itself, the easing of processes around reproductive health in Israel may still have a long way to go.